Hello and welcome to the Lunchbox Reviews. We are doing episode 5 of Peacemaker, which is called Monkey Dory. I'm Michelle, and as always, I'm joined by Lou.
Hello.
And Alex.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. That's like my gorilla, my monkey.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So, before we dive into spoilers, what were your initial thoughts on this episode?
Loved it. This series, I'm just really enjoying it. Everything about it so far. Even like the little lulls here and there, and doesn't affect me. It's just I'm enjoying every single episode so far. So yeah.
Yeah, it's action-wise, it might have been my favorite. It just seeing Peacemaker capping fools, and yeah, it was, and the reveal of the big bad, the heavy of the episode, the final boss of the factory setting. That was really cool to see. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, everything about it, so cool.
I mean, agreeing. I like this episode a lot. I feel like every once in a while I forget kind of where this show will go, and then they go there. And it's like they give you a moment where you're like, yeah, it's fine. And then they do it. They go hard, they do something crazy, and you're like, oh my God, that is what I'm watching right now. This episode had some of those moments, which we will get into now with spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, too bad. We're gonna spoil it.
Sorry.
You just, I don't know, sucks to suck. Maybe you should watch it. So starting off this episode, we finally have an explanation, kind of what the butterflies are. So Economos / Diebeard creates this lovely PowerPoint to show all of the characters of this is what butterflies are. This is generally what they do. Here's the information we have. So at the end of last episode, Adebayo made a connection between the two butterflies, and they found this like factory, which they think is where they produce their little jelly drink that they consume. So the mission for this episode is for them to go there. But of course, we start with Peacemaker being an absolute bully. He's very mad at Economos / Diebeard for getting his dad arrested. That's what last episode was about. So now we're seeing him actually be angry about it and be a just total bully, total jerk. Yeah, so what do you guys think of kind of the setup for the mission?
At first, I was like, when he was giving all the information, I was like, oh, cool, interesting. And then when Peacemaker started just going off, I just started laughing so much. Like, even, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but there's an end credit, not really an end credit, but like more like bloopers at the end, where he's just continuing the names if he's listing on. So
Mariska Hargitay, Mario, Super Mario, fucking Luigi, Yoshi, the princess, Bert, Ernie, Rover, Snuffleupagus,
and so forth. He just kept going, and as much fun as the information we're getting from like what the butterflies are, this is probably not my second favorite scene of the entire episode.
Yeah. I mean, who would have thought I would have so much in common with Peacemaker, right? It was the bullying. Just friendly barbs. He's not a bully. He's toughening him up. That's how we used to do it in the old days.
Yep.
It's yeah. All right, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent on bullying. Let's just talk about the episode. Which is horrible. If you let
Don't do it.
It'd be horrible.
Don't be a bully, Alex.
Yeah, don't be a bully. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was a cool opener, and yeah, obviously John Cena's hilarious. He really found his groove, his character, and he's really making it his. I don't know how much he'll be able to carve out, a career after this, because it's hard to follow up something so good. But hopefully, Peacemaker continues in one form or another, and James Gunn's relationship with DC also continues with whatever it is, even if it's on Suicide Squad. DC has a ton of stuff a ton of stuff. Did you notice? Wait, was it this episode or no? It was the last episode. I forgot to mention it. They talked about Matter Eater Lad, a super obscure DC character, part of the Legion of Superheroes. And Peacemaker mentioned that, like, oh, he used to be my partner. That was his partner, and like he ate everything at a Wendy's, something like that. And like I literally, I had to rewind. I don't know if it's called rewind anymore. I had to rewind on a VCR, and I used to rewind stuff. I had to skip back. I think the term is skip back. And like, did he mention Matter Eater Lad? Like he exists? And it's like, yeah, James Gunn is having a lot of fun, and it shows, and he's able to bring his, because at his heart, I believe he's like a horror movie director, and like there's references to it. He's the movie, I think it's called Basket Case. The director, there's a restaurant in the show that, like, or a bar that was named after him. I forgot the name, and like at the end, which like there's a scene in this that's very much horror movie, and we'll get to that. So it's yeah.
Yay. I'm glad you said that, because yes, absolutely. The next thing we'll talk about is a lot of that. For this scene, I really liked their little joyride, the little gang in the car moment where they're arguing about music, and it was just one of those moments where every character is kind of like contributing to the scene. They're all kind of playing off each other. They're all reacting to the same thing. And it was just really fun to see them kind of do that. And it's fun to see Adebayo be like this, like the heart of the group. She's really trying to be a nice person. She's like, Peacemaker, don't be such a bully to like Diebeard. He clearly doesn't like that name. And just like their kind of rapport between the two of them, especially through this episode and as it continues, is really awesome and sets up like this episode, the end of this episode, to be really, really interesting, really good. So they drive to this facility to go, see what's up. They don't know if there's any butterflies there, but they want to be prepared. Vigilante's a little mad because they don't let him bring a chainsaw in, because you got to be prepared for the butterflies, but they want to go in a little sneaky, I guess. So we have Peacemaker and Adebayo going together through the front, and then we have Hardcore and Vigilante going through the back, and they decide to just go in, play it cool, be chill, as Adebayo says to Peacemaker, and then he proceeds to use his X-ray vision to realize everyone there's a butterfly, let me just shoot them all. So he just blows all their heads off. And this is the moment where I'm really reminded what show we're watching, because that was violent and bloody. And it's like, oh yeah, there it is. This is the show I knew I was watching. So what follows is a lot of shooting, a lot of killing, a little bit of story where they do find out that they are creating this goop at this factory and shipping it to who knows where. And there's potentially a lot more butterflies than they knew of. And we see Hardcore and Vigilante get into like the back office where there's computers, and they come up against the boss of the level, a butterfly gorilla ? So the whole team eventually congregates, having to fight this massive gorilla, and the ensuing battle is hilarious and ridiculous. So what did you guys think of everything in the factory?
The gorilla talked. It talked. What?
This is my favorite kind of scene or like act so far in this whole entire series, and it was just fun. It was bloody, it was gory, like parts made me laugh with Vigilante trying to get that chainsaw in, and even later on when he was sort of kind of mad that it was Diebeard that eventually ripped open Grodd. Is it Grodd? I don't know if it's Grodd. It's something.
No. They mentioned a name. No, the Guardian Angel. I think it was like Charles or something. They did mention a name, and it wasn't Grodd. I think it was Charles. Oh, God,
that's true.
I think it was, but I don't know if that's the gorilla. I don't know why I thought that would be someone even more than the gorilla. I don't know.
Oh, it's possible.
I'm suspicious that it's not the gorilla, but.
Okay.
Anyways.
But yeah, just it was so fun. I enjoyed it. Peacemaker using his like X-ray, which Adebayo uses later on to find out something, but just the fact that he was just looking at it and boom, and then you see like the face just messed up and the butterflies coming out and Peacemaker shoots them again. It was pure unadulterated violent fun, and yeah, my favorites so far in the entire series.
Yeah, I want to add that it was, but like, there's no way around it. It was a total homage or homage to They Live. John Carpenter's They Live with the glasses. He saw who was, an alien and not. And it was the same thing. He's just shooting. Seemingly without reason, just killing everyone. It looked like, and in Peacemaker, same thing, but a lot gorier and a lot of fun. When Harcourt and Vigilante were being chased by that gaggle of butterflies, it was pretty intense. It was just hearing them scream and chase and jump and seeing how strong they were. Yeah, there was some suspense there. And yeah, the gorilla thing was so cool. I was having so much fun. There's nothing else to it. It's just such a fun show.
I like everything you said, and then the moment that just, are we surprised? Vigilante moment. How mad he was about the chainsaw afterwards. He's like, I think Conmos is like trying to like, what do you say? He's like, he did that on purpose or something to that effect. Like his little afterthought was just so great after this like ridiculously bloody fight. Also like huge moment, just like with the chainsaw, and like I feel like anytime there's a chainsaw, it always does that blood spurt thing where like he gets chainsawed and like Peacemaker's just getting like that entire like bathed in blood. That was so good. So good. So clearly we're so excited about it. So the characters are really excited about it too. So they had this really fun moment on the way home where they're all singing to this like song that they were talking about, and they're all just vibing in the van together. And we have Harcourt kind of take a really cute picture of them all covered in blood being friends. And she makes a WhatsApp group and sends them all this photo, and they're all like, man, we're friends now. Like we're a team now. So they arrive back and Myrn is happy with what they did. So he's like, you can have the night off. Everybody go do your thing. So we see Adebayo drive Peacemaker home, and he actually invites her in for a drink. And they had this kind of friend bonding moment. They have this little like gossip sesh about Harcourt and like how Peacemaker likes her and he wants like whatever, how he's going to romance her. Yeah, like I'm trying to make it sound nicer for YouTube, but you know what I mean? Like there's talk of body parts and such. And they have this really nice moment, and Peacemaker kind of gets a little like awkward, emotional, and he has to go to the washroom. And at this moment, we see Adebayo pass this like diary, Peacemaker's diary that she had, that her mother, Amanda Waller, wanted her to plant in his home. And she plants this diary. Don't know what it is, but she plants it. And then I guess because she feels so guilty and kind of not great about this, she calls her wife and is very upset, and she heads back to the office. And Myrn's all like, why are you here? And she's like, I couldn't sleep. So in her slightly drunken state, I guess, she decides to mess around with the X-ray helmet and gets it revealed to her that Myrn is a butterfly, and he straight up attacks her. And that's how it ends, with a cliffhanger. So what do you guys think?
Just seeing the team bonding again. I love my team of misfits, and that moment where they were just kind of all like you mentioned it, they were all bloody and taking a picture, and they're finally bonding over their kills, which was awesome. Yeah, I really liked it. And then you could tell that during when Adebayo was at Peacemaker's home, that there's sort of like a hesitance of what she's doing, even though she's kind of following orders, but then she's sort of kind of bonding with this group. The best part of this is when she wears the helmet and then finds out that one of them is a butterfly, and it just cuts right there, which to me was like perfect. Now I'm like, oh, that's an awesome way to end this episode. And now I gotta wait. But yeah, it was amazing. So yeah.
You basically said it all. Like, Adebayo's not dead. They like if they really wanted to go for the cliffhanger shock, Morn would have killed her right there. Sure. But like there's there's something. I was thinking that Adebayo was going to see the butterfly in a jar that Peacemaker is hanging on to for some reason, which is it's a little weird, but pretty cool. But I'm really looking forward to the next one. Like that's as good as you can say about any show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, the cliffhanger worked for me. Like I wasn't upset that it ended that way. I was like, oh damn, that was sick. Especially after such a whirlwind, really like high octane episode, that they still ended on a really like high, powerful note. I think it said something as well. So I liked it a lot. Do you guys have any predictions now that like, we're at that cliffhanger moment? We're kind of past the halfway point of the show. Any ideas?
My prediction for how that scene is going to end up is just him kind of going over Adebayo and just telling her that there's two types of us butterflies. There's the good guys and then there's the bad guys. And then he's going to kind of hash out some plan to rid of the bad guys. So that is my prediction for what's going to happen in that episode. But they're going to keep it a secret from everybody else.
Yeah, I'm totally puzzled. The one thing I could probably say that I like confidently, because I know Amanda Waller, is that she's manipulating it, like the whole situation, to her own ends for her own goals. She's using her daughter to do something, but hopefully we'll see the payoff. Hopefully we'll see what it is. And as far as like good guy butterflies, man, I don't know. It would have to be, because like it's just too weird for him to keep her alive, unless he knows that this is Waller's daughter. Then he knows like what kind of power, she holds if she's alive. But otherwise, it's like, if you're a bad guy, why just kill her? She went missing. Who knows? We have a lot of enemies now.
One up Waller now with having her daughter's life in his hands. So it's bargaining chip.
Yeah, away. Exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
So
the thing I actually want to bring up, I don't have a prediction necessarily, but I think, well, maybe I have a mild prediction. Peacemaker / Chris's brother. It was talked a lot about last episode, and I'm wondering if the diary has something to do with that, because it's implied that like he was involved in his brother's death, and we saw him kind of like die of a seizure, perhaps, like I don't know, foaming at the mouth. I don't know what happened. But I'm wondering. I'm wondering if the diary has something to do with that, because like obviously Waller knows all. She's like, she knows a lot. Maybe she has something to do, like she's bringing the diary to like help him unearth something about his brother. I don't know. I think the brother and the diary are tied in some way. That's all I have. Yeah, don't know.
Fair enough.
Okay. With all that, we'd love to hear from you, people who watch. What do you think? Are our predictions ridiculous? Do you like the show? Do you not like the show? What do you think? Give us a like, comment, subscribe, do all of the YouTube stuff. We would really, really appreciate it. And as always, I'm Michelle. I've been joined by Lou and Alex, and we will see you next time. Bye.